You have made it to the very last video of our logic unit. I know you guys must miss me so much by now. I'll be back soon. So, let's look at biconditional statements. So, the definition of that, let me grab my pen. Let's see, the definition of biconditional statements is the conjunction Where is my pen? Here it goes. The conjunction. It's really hard for me to say. The conjunction of a conditional and its converse. So the symbolic form, we've talked about this before. If P, then Q. And Q, or just kidding. Let's write this down first. P, double-sided arrow, Q. And it reads as P if and only if Q. So a biconditional statement is only true when both the conditional and converse are true. So let's actually take a look at how we would do some of these. So we're going to shimmy on over to number 1, and the directions for this one were given the biconditional statement, write both the conditional and converse. Determine, oh my gosh, can I say this word? Determine the truth value of the biconditional, explain why or why not. So I gotta look at my sentence. So my sentence here says, two angles are supplementary if and only if the sum of their measures is 180. You don't know this yet. We're gonna actually learn this later on in the year, but that's actually true. So let's go ahead and write it's conditional. And reminder, conditionals, that's the if and then form. If, then. So we gotta make this into a sentence with a hypothesis and a conclusion. So if I were to take this sentence, I would say if two angles are supplementary, then the sum of their measures is 180. It's 180 degrees. Keep on forgetting that degree. So for these, the rest of these, when it says conditional, write if and then. The converse, we talked about that before. That's when you switch the hypothesis and the conclusion. So here I would say write switch. So I'm going to write if. Then I'm going to write the conclusion of the conditional. So if the, did I write the twice here? If the sum of their measures is 180 degrees, then, and after my then I write my hypothesis of my conditional. So here we would say then they are supplementary. Very easy. Conditional, if and then, converse, we switch. Then we have to see the biconditional truth value. Remember, they both have to be true. So let's take a look at these. We did talk about how it's true when they're supplementary, it's 180 degrees, and let's see if the conditional is true. I would say if they are supplementary, then they are 180 degrees. That is true. If the sum of their measures is 180 degrees, then they are supplementary. That's also true. So the truth value to this biconditional is that it's true. Both are true. Easy. Let's look at another example. We're actually going to go to number 3. It says x squared is 25 if and only if x is equal to 5. So let's make this a conditional statement. Remember, this is if and then. So I got to make this into a hypothesis and a conclusion. So I'm going to say if x squared is 25, then x is equal to 5. When I do the converse, I got to switch. So I would say if x equals 5, then x squared has to be equal to 25. Let's look at the truth value. So let's start with the conditional. So if x squared is 25, then x is equal to 5. So it's saying the only way x squared is equal to 25 is 5. But we know something that this person doesn't. Remember we talked about in our distance formula how we couldn't do -3 squared in the calculator? And the reason for that is because when we multiply two negatives, for example here, you get a positive. So actually here, x isn't only 5. It could also be -5, because -5 squared, that's 25. So this is not true. This one's false. So right away, I can just write false. The conditional is false. So as soon as one of those is false, then you can automatically say the biconditional is false because it's only true when they are both true. Alright, I want you guys to try number 2 and number 4 on your own. Go get your name tallied off when you get the correct answer. And then you can go ahead and get started on your homework. It is due the 2 class days afterwards. So get that done, get that turned in, and hopefully I will see you then. Remember, we have a quiz on this. See you next time.